Hello, welcome to Homework Help, the Algonquin Area Public Library's volunteer-run homework help video series for all ages. I am Valentine Berlina and I am going to show you how to solve multi-step equations today. Some things to keep in mind when solving multi-step equations. When solving an equation, our goal is to find the value of the variable that makes the equation true. In other words, we are trying to isolate and solve for one variable in the equation. Whenever you do something on one side of the equation, you have to do the same thing on the other side to preserve equivalency. Let's do some practice problems on the next few examples. We are given the equation 3x plus 7 equals 13. As we can see, there's a variable x in this equation, so we will be solving for x. The first step we want to do is to subtract 7 from both sides of the equation so the 3x is by itself. We are left with 3x equals 6. Then we divide both sides of the equation by 3 to isolate the variable x. We have obtained an answer of 2. In this next example, we are given the equation 5 plus 14a equals 9a minus 5. In this case, we will be solving for a. We want to separate the terms with the variable a on one side of the equation so it is easier to work with. To do this, we add 5 to both sides of the equation, leading to 10 plus 14a equals 9a. Then we want to subtract 9a from both sides of the equation so all terms with the variable a in it are on one side of the equation. This gives us 10 plus 5a equals 0. Now we want to subtract 10 from both sides of the equation so the term with the variable a is by itself. This gives us 5a equals negative 10. Finally, we divide both sides by 5, leading us to the answer of a equals negative 2. In the final example, we are given the equation negative 4 times negative 3n minus 8 equals 10n plus 20. Here we are solving for n. As we can see, there are parentheses in this equation, so we want to remove the parentheses to obtain a simpler equation. We can do this by utilizing the distributive property and multiplying the terms inside the parentheses, negative 3n minus 8 by negative 4. Here we get 12n plus 32 equals 10n plus 20. Be sure to watch your negative signs. Then to simplify the equation even further, we want to subtract 20 from both sides. We may also subtract 32 from both sides, but I am subtracting 20 so there will not be any negative numbers in our equation. After we subtract 20, we get 12n plus 12 equals 10n. To isolate all terms with the variable n on one side, we subtract 10n from 12n, giving us 2n plus 12 equals 0. Now we subtract 12 from both sides, giving us 2n equals negative 12, which we can easily divide by 2 so the n variable is by itself. Our final answer is n equals negative 6. Here are some special cases that you may encounter while solving multi-step equations. Sometimes when we solve a multi-step equation, we may not be able to isolate the variable. For example, if we had the equation negative 2x plus 3 equals negative 2x plus 3 and tried to solve for x, we would end up with an answer of 3 equals 3. This means our equation has infinite number of solutions, which means any value of x will make the equation true. In this case, 3 always equals 3 no matter what, so this equation is always true. Another thing that could happen with multi-step equations is when the equation has no solutions. For example, if we had the equation negative 4x plus 7 equals negative 4x plus 1 and tried to solve for x, we would end up with an answer of 7 equals 1. This means our equation has no solutions, which means any value of x will make the equation false, or that there is no answer to this. In this case, 7 does not equal 1 no matter what, so this equation is always false. Now try some of these practice problems involving multi-step equations on a separate sheet of paper. Be sure to utilize basic algebraic techniques when solving these problems. Thank you for joining us on Homework Help today. If you have any video suggestions or are a teen who would like to earn volunteer hours by recording a video for us, please email Lindsay at teen@aapld.org.